Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com, and welcome back to the EVG Uncensored channel, in which I share my thoughts, opinions, and feelings on things not necessarily related to veganism. And today is all about the little things that you can do that add up to great things to help you win at life. And this is kind of a literal metaphor today that is going to spin out until the bigger picture. So I just finished running a giveaway. I do giveaways pretty frequently, and they're always a really interesting experience. I have had really fascinating experiences with the giveaways and the way that people react to them. I've had people complain because they're too much work. I've had people complain because they didn't follow the rules and were disappointed at the outcome. I've had people complain because they weren't eligible. I mean, it was on and on and on, which is funny to me because when you're offering something for free and you're giving somebody a chance to get that for free, it's funny how people complain, right? It's one thing to complain when you pay for something, when you buy something and you're disappointed with it, but when it's free, like why bother complaining? If you want it, go buy it. Then there's a reason to complain if it doesn't work out. But that's not my point that I'm making here today. So I just went through to the entries for this particular giveaway to pick the winner, and I use a system called Rafflecopter. And Rafflecopter kind of organizes all the entries and all of that. And then at the end, you can go through and figure out who you want to win. And there's one of two approaches with Rafflecopter. One is to just randomly pick someone, and the first person it picks, you go with. But unfortunately, Rafflecopter doesn't do the best job at that right now. It'll still pick people that didn't follow all the mandatory things. I don't understand why. They should be kind of disqualified if they don't do it all, in my opinion. So I had to manually go through and keep refreshing it and picking and looking through each person to see if they had followed all the rules and all of that. And as I was doing that, I noticed something really fascinating. And most people actually did not do everything. Some people, I don't know what the percentages were exactly, but a lot of people just did one of the mandatory things and then just never came back to do the rest of it. So to me, that was like they did one thing and then they were like, this isn't worth it, and they left. Even though this is actually a pretty big giveaway, I think it was worth spending 5 minutes or whatever it took to complete this one. But a lot of people just didn't even go through with it. Actually, I'll start even further back. The post that I did got a lot of views, but the amount of entries versus views is really fascinating, right? So the amount of people that look at the post and think either it's not for them or it's too much work. Okay, so then you take that percentage of people that put in some work, but a lot of people just do the bare minimum, right? Or some people don't even meet the bare minimum. They do one thing and it doesn't qualify. And then there are people that meet the bare minimum. So I was looking at them and thinking, should I give the prize to somebody if they did what was required but didn't do it well? And I guess to be fair, I didn't require any certain amount of quality, so it wasn't like a contest in that sense. So I thought, all right, I'd be happy picking someone even if they didn't put their all into it. But I found that I was clicking and clicking and clicking and just finding person after person after person that just wasn't doing it. I got to the one person and I was about to claim them as the winner until I looked a little bit further into their entries, and guess what I found out? They had, so in Rafflecopter, one of the mandatory things was that they were to follow me and they were to follow the company I was working with on Twitter. And this person said that they followed both of us, but when I clicked on their Twitter, they were not only very inactive on Twitter, so clearly just using it to enter the contest, which is fine, but they followed us and then unfollowed us. And I thought, really? I mean, again, that's not technically against the rules, but it made me not want to pick that person because they were like, I'm just doing this in order to win. And it's like, why would I want to give something of value to this person? So that person to me got ruled out. Again, maybe the ethics of that are a little iffy, but I think many of us can agree. Why would I spent all of this time putting together this giveaway, and I want to give it to someone who deserves it. I want to give it to someone who has earned it, but also like really wants it. And this person didn't want it badly enough. You could just tell from the posts. So finally, I find the true winner. And this person stood out so much from the rest, but really did not put in an extraordinary amount of effort, but relative to everyone else they did. And it made me think that it really doesn't take that much to win. It really doesn't take that much to stand out from the crowd. It really doesn't take that much to be great. And yet so many people settle for the bare minimum. So many people give up. So many people don't want to do something because it feels like too much work, even when the work really isn't that hard. So we often have this idea in our head that in order to win, we have to do so much and it's going to be so challenging and take everything from within us. But this was such a perfect example of how this person just did it with almost, I'm judging here, right? But it felt kind of effortless. It felt like this person truly wanted to win. I shouldn't say effortless. I could tell there was effort, but my point is it just came from this person very easily, seemingly. It felt very authentic. That's more the word I want to use here. And I was reading through this person's tweets just to get a feeling for who they were. And their profile picture was them smiling, their eyes shining. All of their tweets were really positive, sharing positivity quotes. And their Instagram account was wonderful. And like, not like anything crazy out of the ordinary. Like they're kind of, I don't want to use the word average, but for the sake of getting the point across, I will here. Like, not a ton of followers, not like incredibly brilliant things, like very kind of average photos, but like there was heart. So what's fascinating is that, again, average, but yet with heart. So the things here was that it was just that little bit more effort, and it was the heart that was put in. And to me, that person I almost picked, it didn't feel like heart because they cheated. They followed and then unfollowed just to get the points. They haven't been putting any effort into their Twitter account. That lack of effort and that lack of heart is ultimately cheating you. So even though you may feel like you're doing a lot, if you're doing it just to win, but you don't actually care, then you're not really going to win. And that's like the ultimate law of life, right? It's kind of like the turtle and the hare. That hare wanted to win so badly, and it was like doing everything it could. And didn't the hare kind of cheat? I don't remember the story exactly, but I feel like that hare was so desperate to win and worked itself so much that it ended up having to take a nap before it could finish the race, thinking, the turtle's never going to catch up with me. Tortoise is never going to catch up with me. But the tortoise had its heart in it and was just staying at a steady pace and working hard, not trying to do anything crazy, just sticking to it. And that tortoise ended up winning as a result because it didn't give up. It kept going. It wasn't trying to do anything, to cheat or to, all of those things, right? And I really feel like that is one of the massive secrets to success and just to having positive things coming into your life, is if you just do things with your heart and you put in even just a little bit of effort. Because sadly, so much of the world doesn't even try. And then the other part of the world, they try, but they don't really care. They don't really want it. Or they try and they kind of half-ass it. So it's almost like a reminder too that I think there's some quotes about this now that I'm thinking about it. I feel like I've heard this from someone else. It really doesn't take that much to be great idea. And I think this really speaks to me because I'm one of those kind of overachiever types, and I always feel like I'm not doing enough. But this moment reminded me of how the fact that I do follow my heart through everything that I do, and I know I do a lot. So ultimately, I'm kind of like the tortoise. Like I might not win right away, but because I don't cheat, because I do things with my heart, because I put the effort in day after day, ultimately I have a really good shot at winning, whatever that may be, right? So I feel like this is such an important reminder for us all. And whether you're entering a giveaway or you're trying to succeed at something, if you just continue staying with it, if you do it because you love it, if you follow your heart, if you're authentic, if you care, if you put in some effort, there's a very, very good chance that you're going to succeed and stand out. And it would be nice if more of the world followed that, right? But where we are right now, we have an advantage because whatever reason, so many people just don't do it. And that's why they don't win. I'm so excited to tell this person that they won. So I'm going to go construct my email right now. Can't wait to hear your comments. And if you have any success stories related to this topic, I would love to hear it. So leave it in the comment below. When have you been the tortoise in some sort of race? I want to know what's worked for you, what you've observed, if that hasn't quite happened to you yet, but maybe have you observed that in others? Are there any great examples? Are there quotes? Is there the thing that I was thinking of earlier? Do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I know that something's familiar and I can't quite put my finger on it. And I feel like there is some sort of story or business advice about how it really doesn't take that much effort to stand out and be successful because so many people aren't trying. I don't know. I don't know where that thought came from, but I just love hearing from you. So I look forward to your comments. Thank you so much for leaving them. Give this video a thumbs up if it inspired you. And if you are brand new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Sunday and oftentimes throughout the week whenever I get really inspired. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.